Alright, it's time again for a noodle review. And today, it's something a little more recognizable. The king of noodles, Cup Noodle. Named for the cup and the noodle within, which you can't see at the moment because it is sealed still. And I have left it sealed to show you one of its cool features. The tab, the seal. That was probably very loud for headphone users. And there's a little hole there. There's a tiny hole, and then you just pull. And look at that. It opens effortlessly. I'm not sure it needs to be wrapped in this horrible plastic. After all, we are trying to reduce plastic waste. But that is just the case here. Much like everything these days is covered in plastic. Let's have a look. 3 minutes. There you go. Made in 3 minutes. Just add some hot water. There's the recycling bits. But let's get into the review. So it's by Nissin. Nissin. I don't know if that's a bad romanization. I don't know. But there you go. Cup Noodle. Cup Noodle. So from here you can open. The packaging itself, very classic. I don't think it's changed much over the years. You got this quite fetching gold design. Some of you might recognize it from Final Fantasy. Yes, this is the noodle from Final Fantasy. Interesting fact, there's a mission later on in the game where you literally pimp a noodle. I believe it's Gladio's favourite food, or one of his favourite foods, and he asks you if you want to pimp the noodle. So he says, vegetables, fish or meat, what do you like? Obviously we all choose meat, and then you go and find some rare ingredients to pimp the noodle. And from that point on, the noodles give you more power, or more experience, or more positive things happen after you eat them. Today, we're not going to pimp the noodle. It's just going to be raw. But let's have a look. Let's reveal the secrets by peeling back the lid and seeing within. Yes. So I will point out what it is. We've got bits of chicken? Oh, I should have checked. But definitely some sort of porky things in there. And prawns and egg. Those yellow things are omelette. I believe it's also spring onions or green onions, if you're quite literal with your naming conventions. And there is quite a good variety of food in this, so much so that you can just eat it as is. And there's quite a lot of different things going on, so it's quite pleasant. The noodles themselves are a solid block, and they've been saturated in the powder. One of my favourite features of this is there isn't a powder sachet or a sauce sachet, so it gets bonus points for not using unnecessary plastics, which is nice. I don't think there's much more to say at this point, so I'm going to make it. Yes, the simplicity of it all. Let there be noodles. And now you cover it for 3 minutes. That's all you do. That's all. Oh, microwave's done. Bing! All right, I've returned to the room. And yes, I can smell it. It is ready. the allotted time has passed, and so we must reveal what it looks like cooked. There you go. The dehydrated pieces have returned to the land of the hydrated. The egg has expanded, the chicken has expanded, the prawns have expanded, and the stirring shall commence. I think I'll get rid of that. Yeah. And put that to one side. Now, before we get into taste, let's have a bit of a look. There you go. It looks like your standard noodle. It is your standard noodle. Autofocus. I'm going to adjust the camera. Okay, no I won't. This tripod is terrible. Well, we'll carry on. Let's just move on to the tasting now that you can see the finished product. So I'm going to go for just the noodles first and give a review on the taste. Bearing in mind this is seasoned only with the powder that it came with. I've not added anything. That's a good noodle. It's... oh, I dropped a bit. It's umami meets a little bit of salt, meets maybe some sort of meat flavouring, meets maybe some sort of fish seasoning, meets sort of indescribable deliciousness. I don't know what this tastes like, the soup and the noodles. They just do taste, and taste good, do they? So it's a very good flavour. It's certainly better than anything I can buy in the UK, which is where I'm from. Pot noodles, well, I won't even mention the other ones' names, for they are pale in comparison to the cup noodle, the king of noodles. When I came back from a holiday in Japan, and I was still living in the UK, I brought back 3 big cup noodles, and I had the last one when I was a little ill, and I've never forgotten it. I pimped that noodle a lot. But interesting I should say that. You can actually buy many sizes. You can get tiny ones, you can get slightly bigger ones, you can get this size one, you can get big ones, you can get king ones, which are huge. Like, they are massive. Maybe I shall splice in an image, perhaps. And you can get these little interesting ones, little sachets. So that they're 3 servings, and they come individually wrapped in plastic wrapping, but no cup. So it's cup noodle without the cup. I'm not sure if it's more environmentally friendly, but they are only using plastic rather than this rather fetching cup. So I quite like those, and I have those on occasion. Rarely these days, however, especially as this review is becoming more frequent. I don't want to eat too much of this great food. So now that we've discussed the other options available, let's try some of the other pieces. Here is a prawn. Focus. There you go, look at that. Little prawn. I mean, quite frankly, it was dehydrated, but it still tastes of prawn. So it's a very good prawn. And this is what everyone's favourite part, the egg. Everyone loves an egg. Taste of egg. What more do you want? A real egg? Yep. But we don't have that. Another piece. The possibly not chicken. I can't tell what that tastes like. Just meat. I genuinely can't tell. I would need some real pork and some real chicken to tell you. And then here is a different piece, like a ground pork kind of thing. I'm pretty sure this is pork. Maybe it's all pork, but it's a chicken. I don't know. That piece, the ground piece, always tastes a little fatty, and I don't like it too much. That's the thing that lets it down. It's nice that they include that, and it is like a fatty cut of meat, but it can just be the taste of. You can just taste the fat, and by itself, it's not great. But in the noodle, it is. So you can have a look at that if you wanted to check the ingredients. So allergies, wheat. Oh, there's some shoyu in it. There's soy sauce in it. There you go. There you go. Chicken and pork. There's egg. There's chicken. There's pork. There's seafood. There's a lot in here. There's prawns. There's flour of some description. You can enjoy it. It's delicious. So, my final review. Taste. 9 out of 10. If you have to eat a noodle in a cup, make it cup noodle. Texture. I give it an 8. The fatty pieces of meat are a little bit crumbly and dissolvey, and it probably shouldn't be what flesh feels like when you bite it, but it's very good. Other than that, that's my only gripe. And tummy feel, well, the bigger you get, the better the tummy feel. This is the standard size. It's 10 out of 10 for the tummy feel. It's a buy. So that was the review of Cup Noodle. Who knows? I might even have more to say after I finish it. Thanks for watching. So here it is, the king of noodles, and I've eaten it. What I will say for it, as another brilliant thing, another good point for it, is that the pieces of meat and fish and egg, you can taste them. You don't have to eat them separately. You can eat them with the noodles, and they still endure. The flavour is something that carries through the entire dish. So, yeah, probably a solid 9. How could they improve it? I don't know. But there are lots of other flavours, so maybe I will taste one of the other flavours. I think they have a laksa noodle, and they have noodles inspired by other countries. So maybe I'll try one of those next time.